Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Cracking It's D, about to react to this vid by Hip Hop Daily. This is Chicago Drill, lyrics that really happened. Sure, we're gonna get into the violence of it all, the sadness of it all, but these videos are interesting. I can't lie. So let's see what happened. Let's watch.
Drill is a crazy culture. From dissing
Real
ops
crazy
to rapping about real crimes that happen in the streets, anything goes. Here's a look at some of the wildest drill lyrics that really happened. Jizzle Bucks featuring King Von, what's next? A nigga told on me before, he got a longer sentence. I think they gave him 28, he rather talk than listen. Was the only one that told, they killed the other witness. Before he was killed in November 2020, King Von was becoming one of the biggest names in hip-hop. But while many of his homies was blowing up in the industry, Von was sitting in jail fighting a murder charge. In this bar, he's talking about his homie Big Mike, who snitched on him to the police, then got a longer sentence because he refused to testify in court. On May 29, 2014, Von went to a house party on the 5700 block of South LaSalle Street. A dude named Malcolm Stuckey was there and was supposedly giving Von dirty looks when he walked in. In Chicago, mean mugging a dude like King Von can get you killed. It ain't clear if he and Von had past beef or if they just ain't like each other, but Von wasn't feeling the energy. So, he left the party and got help from one of his homies, Big Mike, who was another BD from O-Block. They came back to the party and saw Stuckey and two of his homies posted on the front porch. A fight broke out, and at one point, Von and Big Mike started shooting. During the altercation, Stuckey got killed and two others got wounded. A few weeks later, Von and Big Mike got arrested and charged with 1 count of murder and 2 attempted murders and was both facing life in prison. Von kept it solid and spent a few years behind bars fighting the case. But Big Mike folded and started cooperating with the police. He admitted he and Von was the ones who shot up the party, but he told prosecutors it was Von's idea and that he was the one who actually caught the body. The case took over 2 years to go to trial, but when it finally came to testify, Big Mike ain't take the stand. He probably realized that being labeled a snitch was gonna be rough, whether he beat the case or got sent to prison. So, at the last minute, he refused to testify. No other witnesses came forward, and there wasn't enough evidence to convict Von of the crime. So, he got released, and Big Mike got hit with 28 years for the murder. Even though he ain't go through with it, Von still lost respect for Big Mike and questioned why he even snitched in the first place. The prosecutors had little evidence to bring a conviction without his testimony. So, he probably would have gotten off if he stayed quiet. But Von ain't the only one who raps about real events. This next rapper talks about how he caught an op at a mall in Atlanta. TTE Day Day and THFTP catch a op. I catch a op in Lenox, made that boy run for a minute. TTE Day Day is a rapper from Tay-Town who's affiliated with OTF and Lil Durk. In this bar, he's talking about a situation where he punched another rapper.
I want to go to Atlanta just to eat because I heard the food is good. But if this the culture, I don't know. I hear Atlanta is real dangerous.
Rapper named FBG Cash at Lenox Mall in Atlanta. FBG Cash is a rapper from the Flyboy gang, which was formed by FBG Duck, who was one of Durk's main ops before he got killed in 2020. TTE Day Day was shopping in Atlanta one day when he saw FBG Cash in the mall doing the same thing. The fight was captured on video and quickly went viral after it was posted. In the video, Cash is standing in the middle of the mall listening to a fan spit a freestyle for him. Out of nowhere, someone runs up from behind and punches him in the head. He then squares up with the dude that hit him. But the video ends before showing what happened next. After the incident, Cash posted a clip of the fight on the social media with the caption, "Like 20 pushed up on me in Lenox Mall today, right after I left the jewelry store. Why they running though? They ain't run my pockets, 6K and I still got my chain. Moral of the story is, y'all too little." He also posted a video to prove he still had the chain. TTE Day Day later went on live and took credit for being the one who ran up on FBG Cash. He also dropped a diss track, doubling down on the disrespect. But he did kind of cheap shot Cash, then backed up when he tried to fight for real. So, it's hard to give him the W in that situation. But if you thought that was wild, this next rapper dissed the ops for killing an innocent person over a coat. TV in the Cut, and Poppy from TW, and Richie Jerk, Taekwon Way. The ops, they be killing for coats. TV in the Cut, also known as just TB, was a rapper from Taekwon World, a set of the Gangsta Disciples. Taekwon World beats with other BD sets like O-Block, 600, and Front Street. This bar is aimed at members of Front Street who allegedly killed a 15-year-old during a random lick. On December 13, 2014, twins Demario and Demasio Bailey was going to school for basketball practice. They got off the bus at 63rd and State Street and headed in the direction of the school. But as they was walking under a bridge, they got stopped by 4 teens. They demanded the twins to give them anything they had and try to steal Damasio's coat. Demario tried to defend his brother, and they both started fighting back. But one of the dudes fired a gun, hitting Demario in the chest. 4 suspects later got arrested for the murder, including 3 17-year-olds and a 15-year-old. According to police, the teens already robbed 2 other people at gunpoint for cash and cell phones. Allegedly, 3 out of the 4 of them was from Front Street. Neither of the twins was from a gang, but they grew up in the South Side. So, in this bar, TB is dissing his ops for targeting random people and taking a life over a coat. But if you thought that was crazy, this next rapper took shots at his ops for running off on him after one of their homies got shot. Billionaire Black, crazy story, last chapter, King Von diss. My homies ran on me, swear I seen them by the door. Billionaire Black is a rapper associated with the Flyboy Gang, aka FBG. He's also from a BD set called Welsh World.
Them
But mostly grew up around GDs, so he's considered an insane BD because he beefs with other BD sets. His most public beef is with O-Block and 600 because of his affiliation with FBG Duck. In this song, Billionaire Black is taking shots at King Von's homies for running away after he got shot. On November 6, 2020, King Von and his homies went to the Monica Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia, where they ran into Quando Rondo and his crew. Quando and Von was beefing over a situation with NBA Youngboy, who Quando was signed to. So, when they saw each other, it was on sight. Von went up to Quando and punched him in the face. But Quando's homie, Lil Tim, pulled out his burner and started shooting. When this happened, all of Von's homies ran, except Slutty and Muwop. Muwop is one of Von's day ones, and they were seen together often on social media when Von was alive. Muwop was also one of the O-Block members who got arrested for killing FBG Duck. The video footage from outside the hookah lounge shows Muwop running up to Von after he got shot, even though Lil Tim was still right in front of him with a gun. Slutty was another one of Von's close homies. He was the brother of T-Roy, one of Von's day ones. Slutty also got shot that night and lost his life. But in this bar, Billionaire Black is dissing the rest of Von's homies for running away after he got shot instead of fighting. Many of them ran and hid in the doorway of the hookah lounge to avoid getting shot, but someone fired back because Lil Tim got shot multiple times and was brought to the hospital before being arrested for murder. If you thought that was wild, this next rapper talked about 2 brothers who got chipped the same way 3 years apart. Tay 600 and S-Dot with the shits. Lil Mark and Shanell, they got killed in the same way. Bus Stop brothers. Tay 600 and S-Dot are 2 rappers from the 600 set of the Black Disciples. 600 beats with the STL EBT set of the GDs and the 051 Young Money set of the Mickey Cobras. In this bar, Tay 600 is taking shot at 2 brothers who was killed while waiting for a bus 3 years apart. Shondell Gregory, aka Tuka, was a 15-year-old STL EBT member. On January 12, 2011, Tuka was waiting at a bus stop when a car pulled up in front of him. A passenger hopped out and exchanged a few words with him before shooting him multiple times. Tuka was pronounced dead at the scene when police arrived. Tuka was a well-loved member of STL EBT. After his death, the gang took on the name Tukaville in his honor. Tuka's killers never got caught, but many think his death was payback for the murder of a BD named Edric Walker, who was rumored to be killed by the GDs. Tuka's death was a major event in the war between the BDs from 600 and No Block and the GDs from STL EBT. After that, BD members like Chief Keef started talking about smoking Tuka, which just added to the active war between the 2 gangs. A few months later, a high-ranking BD member named Odie Perry got killed. Many believe he was killed by K.I., a female shooter from STL EBT who was close to Tuka. After that, the BDs in Parkway Gardens started going by the name O-Block to honor OD, and the 2 gangs been beefing ever since. Mark Campbell, aka Lil Mark, was Tuka's brother. He was from 051 Young Money Gang, a set of the Mickey Cobras. On March 25th, 2014, Lil Mark dropped a remix of Lil Durk's song, Competition, called No Competition, where he took shots at some dead 600 and OTF members. Even though 051 was heavy in the streets, at that time, the BDs had all the rappers. This was the first time a rapper from 051 Young Money went viral for a diss track aimed at the BDs, so it got a lot of attention in the city. But not all attention is good attention, especially in a city like Chicago. Just 3 days later, on March 28th, Lil Mark got killed while standing at a bus stop, just like his brother Tuka. Around 1:30 p.m., a van pulled up at the bus stop and started firing, shattering the glass. BD members later took pics and shot music videos near that same bus stop as a way to diss their ops, including Lil Durk. Some think this was the reason Durk's cousin, Newski, and his manager Chino got killed by one of 051's main shooters, 051 Melly. But rappers from 600 and O-Block have continued dissing Tuka and Lil Mark in songs, making them 2 of the most disrespected gang members in rap history. But the BDs ain't the only ones who diss they dead ops. This next rapper took shots at members from NLMB and O Block. FYBJ Main, 300 dead ops. Kobe got his ass clapped, J Money took a headshot. FYBJ Main is a rapper from Charles City. He's considered an insane BD and was cool with GDs like FBG Duck and beef with 600 and O Block. In this bar, FYBJ Main takes shots at NLMB and 600 members. No Limit Muskegon Boys, aka NLMB, is a set made up of Renegade GDs and Black Peace Stones. NLMB's most famous members are G Herbo and Lil Bibby. In this bar, FYBJ Main is taking shots at one of G Herbo's day one homies, Kobe. Jacoby Heron, aka Kobe, was killed back in 2013 after leaving a party for Lil Bibby's brother's birthday. They was all posted on the block, shooting dice, when Kobe decided to leave. A few minutes after he left, they heard gunshots and ran down the block to find Kobe dead on the sidewalk outside of McDonald's. It's not clear who killed Kobe, but many think he was a casualty in the war between NLMB and their main ops, a GD set called Kill to Survive, or KTS. J Money's an O-Block member who got killed Labor Day weekend of 2013. He was well respected and was considered one of O-Block's top shooters. Supposedly, he was killed after being set up by a female who convinced him to come to Charles City's hood. She told him to come to the 6600 block of South Rose Avenue, but when he got to the house, he saw two ops waiting for him. He tried to run away, but wasn't fast enough and ended up getting shot 4 times. No one ever got arrested for J Money's murder, but is rumored to be a member from STL EBT.
I don't see how nobody got arrested. That should have been easy to figure out. Just track the text messages or the phone calls, find the chick who set them up, and arrest her and get her to talk. I don't understand why that was so difficult. This is a hot mess. It's really sad. I don't think I need to go to Chicago. I definitely want to go to Atlanta to eat, and Louisiana. I want to go to New Orleans to eat as well. Chicago, though, I don't have nothing there that I need or that I want to eat. So I could avoid Chicago for sure. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.